Guys, welcome to our Wednesday live Zooms. Today our topic is dressing your alter ego. So, can anyone tell me what is an alter ego or an example of an alter ego? I have answers.
Is it like when you act one way in a certain circumstance and another way in another circumstance?
It could be. Yep. I think the most iconic example would be Clark Kent putting on the Superman costume and becoming Superman, right? Or is he stripping off his outfit to become Superman? Like, who's the real alter ego? Is Superman the real person and he's just dressing up as Clark Kent to fit in with society? Or is Clark Kent the real person and he dresses up as Superman to save people? Okay, so it's kind of like the same person, but maybe a better version of that person or a different version of that person. And I like to use the example that Tight Ship Mama is my alter ego. All right. When I think of Tight Ship Mama, I think of her in the third person. She's got her stuff together. She's got dinner on the table. She's got a clean house. She doesn't yell at her kids. She's working out. She's doing all the things. And then if you talk to my husband, he will tell you that he has this fantasy of having a real Tight Ship Mama Facebook group where he will come in the room and he's like, so Tight Ship Mama's going back to bed at 10 o'clock today? Is that what she's doing? And I'm like, that's what she's doing. She's going back to bed, or he'll just point out something that I'm doing that is so opposite of Tight Ship Mama that he's like, this is going in my Facebook group. And I'm like, all right, go for it, buddy, go for it. So she to me is the better version of Gina. She's who I aspire to be, and there's all different versions of an alter ego. And today what I want to talk about is what can we physically put on to become that better version of ourselves. So I'll give you a few examples. Maybe you guys can think of some, and then we're just going to talk about it. When I had my daughter that's now 8, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid and I couldn't even walk across my kitchen. And I had gone from being, a runner my whole life since 4th grade to not being able to walk across my kitchen, to eventually running a mile a day, I started with a mile a week and then it got up to like a couple miles until I was up to enough that I thought I could join a running group. And so I would go with these women in the morning and they would run and we did like 6 or 7 miles and I was like barely hanging in there. My husband said to me, he said, we're going to go to the running store. We're going to get you good running shoes and we're going to get you a Garmin. And I was like, whoa, dude, that's like a lot of money I just got back into this. Like let's just see if I'm going to keep running with these people. And he's like, no, you need to dress the part so you feel the part. And when I put this watch on, it is like my superpowers come out. Like I am a runner. I'm not a fraud dressing up in running clothes and getting out there. Like to me, this sends a signal to my brain that I am a runner, right? Anyone that's been with me for a while, I muted you guys. I'm sorry. Anyone that's been with me for a while, do you know what Tight Ship Mama wears every day? Lori, do you know? Tina,
An apron.
An apron, yeah.
Yeah. When I put this over my head and I strap it on,
It's your cape.
it is. And it sends a signal to my brain that it's go time. We don't sit around watching TV in an apron. I don't walk the dog in an apron. I put the apron on when I need to get stuff done in my house. Here's another little example. This is perfume. I don't always wear perfume, but I always wear this perfume when I go on a date with my husband because it's special. I've had it for years and I'm like, They don't make it anymore. So I'm like conserving it, but it's my date perfume. And that means I'm ready for romance. It means I'm ready to get dressed up and feel like I am, trying to catch this guy. Like remember when you were dating, you always got dressed up, right? Like, would you ever have your boyfriend in the new days, like come over your house and you'd be like, oh, I look like I was run over by a truck, No, like I remember Dennis never saw me in the same outfit until we were married. Like mainly because I only saw him once a week. But I would always I would do my job. I was in sales. I would do my job. And as soon as I was done making my calls for the day, I would go to Marshall's or wherever, and I would buy a cute little dress. And I would, if I was down in that part of the state where I would see him, I would do that. So it just sends a signal to your brain. Okay. Beyonce has an alter ego that she has a whole other name for her and everything. That when she takes the stage, she is that woman. And sometimes people take on an alter ego because they don't have the confidence to be that person, So Beyonce had stage fright. So she's like, okay, this girl doesn't have stage fright. So I'm going to be her. Okay. And that's the same thing with Tight Shit Mama. Tight Shit Mama has her shit together. And that's who I strive to be. Okay. Tight Shit Mama doesn't yell at her kids. So I try to think of her. So what I want you guys to do today is think about, since we're all on this path of self-improvement, what does the woman that you want to be, what does she look like? And is there anything physical that you can put on to step into that role?
Say that again.
So think of your ideal Lori. Think of the woman that you want to be, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. What does she look like? What is she wearing? And what could you start wearing today that would trigger your brain into thinking, I am that Lori? Like, let's call her, uber successful course conducting Lori. What does she look like? What is she wearing? What is she drinking when she wakes up in the morning? What does her office feel like? Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do have something I do every day that's like it's my I'm ready for the day thing. And it's this little, it's rose water. I love the flavor of the smell of the rose. And it just sort of like, I don't know if it's grounding or just something that's like my switch, like, okay, the day is starting and it's, so I don't know if you would consider that something.
Because sometimes it's the act of doing something. It's the act of putting on the glasses, the act of like putting on the cape, and it's just like when a ball player steps up at bat, maybe he goes through his ritual and that's what like triggers his brain, like when I was younger and I ran track, there was a huge difference when I would sit on the infield, you get lined up on the infield for your races and stuff. And I would walk down to the infield with my regular trainers on, and carrying my bag. But a few minutes before my race, I would lace up my spikes. And sometimes I would change the spikes to make them, newer, sharper. And it sends a signal to your brain, like it's go time. There's a big difference between the girl that's running in her trainers, laughing with her girlfriends at practice, trying to find a place to hide from the coach so he doesn't see us goofing off, versus the girl that puts the spikes on, gets up on her toes, gets in the blocks, and when the gun goes off, she goes. So that's a great example. You wake up, you do your spritz. Lori, successful.
Go time.
It is go time. Tina, do you have any examples of what you do? And Jen, you're coming next. Let's start thinking.
I do. These glasses, these black rim glasses, I put them on right before the Zoom because I thought we'd be on camera, and I feel confident in these glasses. I feel like I'm in work mode when I wear these glasses. I have other glasses, but I like these glasses. I feel like I'm really looked the part and feel the part. and am the part when I put these on. Also, my workout clothes. So I lost 80 pounds a few years ago, and I did that without any exercise. And a New Year's resolution I have for this year is I don't want to just go to the gym or start exercising. That's not my resolution. My resolution is I want to become an athlete. The identity. I want to become an athlete. That's my resolution. So when I get up in the morning on workout days, I'm putting on my leggings with a pocket for my phone. I put on my new Apple Watch that I got for Christmas that my husband got me to reinforce this identity so I can count my steps and time my planks and watch my heart rate. And like you, my Apple Watch and my workout clothes and my Nike sneakers, my favorite hot pink ones that I just feel extra sparkly when I wear them, yeah. So I put that on workout days and I feel like an athlete. I get to the gym. So when I want to work, I wear these glasses. When I am coaching people for my eating program and my diet, I will wear slimming yet professional clothes. So one of my favorite uniforms, I'm wearing one of my favorite winter sweaters today. And I love this sweater because it's cozy and it's comforting. And I'm doing housework today. And it's just cozy and very stylish, And when I'm in a comfort mood, I wear this when I want to comfort myself. But when I want to be slimming and coach people, I'll wear a black turtleneck with leggings that accentuates my slenderness and my curves. And I'll wear something that looks like I know what I'm talking about when I speak to people about eating. So I have different outfits for different Ginas.
Okay, let's get back to you wearing those workout clothes when you want to get in that mindset of I am an athlete. When you put those clothes on, does it alter what you're putting into your mouth?
Definitely.
Yeah, I would guess that was your answer, because I would think that when you are dressed like that and you're thinking like, I am strong, I am fit, that girl is not putting chips and chocolate bars in her mouth. Like that girl. And I really do think clothes do make the man. I do believe what we wear alters how we behave. It alters how we think. It alters how we eat,
That's why people in the military wear a uniform. That's why you wear a uniform when you go to Catholic school. That's why you dress in a suit or heels or a skirt, pencil skirt, when you go to work. That's precisely why we have a dress code for life.
Right.
Why I don't let my kids wear jeans to church. I think they think differently and pray differently and feel differently when they're in a polo and khakis, or a nice sweater and a turtleneck when they go to church. I think they pray differently and feel differently.
You do.
Feel and think differently and behave differently. All related.
Yeah. Jen, are you there? Do you want to chime in? She's got kiddos home from school today. All right, and she comes back, we'll talk about that. But yeah, Tina, I totally agree. When I was in Catholic high school, the blazer was optional unless we had an assembly, but I wore mine a lot because I did feel like it just made me sit up straighter. It made me pay attention more. I felt more studious. Another thing I wanted to talk about with you guys is along the lines of working out. And if you've ever joined in my decluttering the wardrobe videos, I am not a fan of the free t-shirt. I think you are worth more than a free t-shirt. So if you want to accept the free t-shirt when you run the 5K, great, take it, use it for cleaning. But I really believe you should feel so cute no matter what size you are, no matter where you are in your working out journey. I think you should feel so cute when you're doing it. Even if you have one outfit and you work out every other day and you wash it and you wear it, you take a day off, you wash it, you work out. You know what I mean? Keep going. And then when I'm getting back into working out, sometimes that's my reward for working out 5 days in a row. I'll say, okay, now you can go get some, like a new sports bra that's like cute or stylish. You know what I mean? So I use those as motivation. All right. So any other things you can think of to contribute to your alter ego or the woman that you want to become? Are there any things that you would take away or remove from wearing? Like if you have this woman down the road, course creating, boot camping Lori and Tina and Jen, is there something that she's not wearing that you're wearing now? Oh, Jen, I'm coming back to you. Jen, do you want to say what you're, you have to it says ask to unmute.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Snow day, snow work day, sorry.
Jen, so let's go back a little bit. Jen, do you have anything that you put on that sends to your brain that it's go time for living joyful and well?
Well, mine is quite different than yours. So I put on my talking shirts or my talking sweatshirts and my talking mug. What my favorite thing to do in the morning after I meditate and I wake up every morning and I meditate. That's the first thing I do. I have 10-minute meditation that I do in the morning, and then I go do my exercise. But then my absolute favorite is to pick out my mug for the day, because I have talking mugs, because they just get me inspired, I guess, or whatever. But I pick something that makes me smile in the morning. Today it's fuel, because my kids are home and we have to do schoolwork, because we don't actually have snow days anymore in our district. We have to do schoolwork. So I need the fuel today. And then I put on talking clothes, because I love inspirational messages. I've always loved quotes and things like that. So most of my clothes talk. They have some kind of something. Like the other day I had one on that said, "Don't forget to have a good time."
Yeah.
Often they say something about being a mom, like mom life, or because kids, or something like that. So those are my inspiration. So I'm very different. I don't get dressed up. I'm not a dressed up person. When Doug and I first met, he probably saw me in the same thing quite often, and normally was athletic clothes, because I worked in a running store. So
yeah, but that was your initial, you guys were triathletes together, and that's what you did.
So that's so my alter ego, I guess, has always been an athlete of some sort. And so I'm not someone that likes to dress up. I don't enjoy it. It's not anything. I like to be comfortable. I'm 1000% about comfort.
Yeah.
Sneakers, boots.
I think you can be comfortable and still put on your armor. Jen's podcast is all about being fun and embracing the joys of life. And when so if you put on a suit, that wouldn't be you. That wouldn't be your podcast.
No.
You wouldn't sit down to record your podcast in a suit, because that wouldn't be you. So you would sit down, mug, and your fun sweatshirt, fun graphic tee, and that's you. And that's your that's alter ego Jen, the Living Joyful and Well podcast Jen,
Yep.
So,
absolutely.
Get dressed up. It's what are you putting on? You put your earbuds in, and it's okay, I'm going, or maybe you have, I have a candle going when I sit down here, because I'm in the basement. It's a little bit a basement, it's not the happiest room in my house. So I'll definitely light a candle and set the mood. I got my favorite art going on. So that's all
Yeah, I have my diffuser on all the time. My diffuser is always on. Like your candle, I have my diffuser on.
Yeah. So, okay.
For the smells and the,
So next question is, what can you guys get rid of or take off that's not contributing to your better version of yourself?
I can go.
Okay.
I can get out of my wardrobe frumpy bedtime clothes, because when I am in frumpy bedtime clothes, that's also spent at the end of the day, worn out. I emanate being worn out from a busy day. And that is typically when I get into the bad food. I never eat off my plan. ever, 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 ever before 8:30 p.m. But when I change and take my medicine and put on frumpy bedclothes, I'm in a jar of peanut butter faster than lickety split. Like I just really need to spruce up my bedtime clothes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have 2 teenage boys, so I can't run around in like sexy lingerie, but I can certainly get some fun, flattering, cute, comfy bedtime clothes that I feel together and not feel like eating off the rails.
Yeah. And they do make cute things. Like, we go to my in-laws a lot. We vacation with extended family a lot. So I'm always looking for pajamas like that I can wear in front of like my nephews and, my father-in-law. So I think like there's lots of great brands out there that you can, usually mine are a pair of, it's the pants, it's a little tank, and then a little wrap thing, is usually what I wear. But yeah, it makes you feel cute, and get some good slippers and cool. Lori, anything you want to add to that? What you take off to?
Well, for me, with regard to my workspace, something that I've been working on for the past year, and I finally kind of have really created my workspace that's decluttered and clear and organized so that when I come in, I can just, but Jen doesn't know I have ADD, and so I am all over the place. And in a way, it can be a gift too. It can be like the thing that allows me to kind of be in a lot of different things at the same time, jumping back and forth between like house and kids and work. But at the same time, it's definitely a challenge in getting me to get my stuff done. So when I do come to get my stuff done and I have this space that I love, so basically keeping that, because that tendency is always there to get back to being cluttered. So it's always just decreasing the clutter and then also for me, having my weight not where I want it to be. That's something that I'm working to shed so that I can have that comfort in clothes. And it's not just about getting clothes that fit. It's about feeling comfortable in your skin, so that's what I'm working to shed.
And I believe in, when I declutter women's wardrobes with them, my saying is everything needs to fit, flatter, and make you feel fabulous. And I think that needs to happen at any size and anywhere along your journey of weight loss. It shouldn't be, well, when I lose 20 pounds, then I'll get something cute. Everything and scarves are a great way to just dress up an outfit or something it's going to be with you at any size. A cute pair of earrings. Like I was showing my bracelet the other day on my Instagram thing. It says fearless. Like it doesn't have to be clothing. Like you can buy something pretty basic that's stretchy that'll kind of go down in sizes with you a little bit. But then there's other things that you can wear for the rest of your life, that are kind of accessories that make you feel special. Okay. Or
Definitely.
even like Lori and I have been getting our pedicures. Like I don't feel good about my fingernails right now. I slam my finger in the door. I've got this black and blue fingernail, and I'm very aware of it, because I talk with my hands. So I'm like, I gotta like paint my nails. So sometimes even just like painting your nails will change your mood, or like putting on mascara. This is another thing. Does anyone know the 3 recession-proof industries?
I'm going to guess makeup.
Cosmetics.
Apps. Apps, phone apps.
I was thinking that today. So my thoughts are a little bit older, but I'm thinking phones are probably a new thing too. No, so not what I'm thinking, Tina, but I agree with you. So it's cosmetics, alcohol, and tobacco. That no matter how bad times are, people will find the money for those things. And a woman will always find money for her favorite lipstick or her foundation, like that matches her colors. So even those things that don't have anything to do with what size you are can be part of what contributes to your alter ego, like the better version of yourself, if you will. So All right, girls. I don't have too much more. If you have, do you have any questions for me? Do you have any thoughts or anything we didn't touch on?
Well, I'm not sure if reading Atomic Habits triggered this at all, but I did have a thought when you were talking about your running clothes. And one of the things in one of the earlier chapters was his identity, your identity of yourself and who you're being. And so instead of saying, I want to quit smoking or I want to be a runner, you say, I'm not a smoker or I am a runner. And what you put on and what you say and think creates that identity.
Yeah, actually, this talk was based more on the book called Alter Ego. And I didn't grab it before I said it's upstairs, but I'll link it in the show notes or the description box below. And then Atomic Habits was another one. They feed into each other very well. And also The War of Art is another one that kind of ties into this theme as well, where he just like, he says like, I only write when inspiration strikes. And luckily inspiration strikes between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. every day. Because you're sitting down and that's your time that you're going to do it. So it all kind of works together is what I'm saying. Like, your environment, what's going on in here, but you can alter what's going on in here with what's going on outside.
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
That's all I got.